This forest looks silent, yet an unseen network is breathing. Beneath every tree, a hidden world is quietly communicating. In the dark embrace of the soil, under damp leaves and among decaying wood, a world exists in silence. Neither plant nor animal, an entirely separate realm. Fungi. They live everywhere. From humid forests to deserts. From the poles to the deep oceans. Some are single-celled, while others stretch for miles through vast mycelial networks. They are the guardians of death and life. As they decompose, they nourish at the same time. Today, the scientific community estimates that the kingdom of fungi contains between 2.2 and 3.8 million species. Yet, only about 150,000 have been formally identified. The rest remain shrouded in mystery. The vast majority of these species are harmless or beneficial. Only around 2% are truly poisonous, and the lethal ones are limited to just a few hundred species. In contrast, over 200 species have psychedelic effects. Fungi that can transport the human mind to entirely different dimensions. A dazzling kaleidoscope of colors. Red-spotted, deadly amanitas. Vibrant blue psilocybes. Some species are bioluminescent, mushrooms that glow on their own in the forest at night. Tropical beauties in shades of purple, shimmering greens and oranges, each one filling nature's palette with its own color. Their reproduction is astonishing, through spores. Billions of microscopic spores travel the world by wind, water, and even on the feet of animals. When a spore lands in the soil, fine threads called mycelium sprout, weaving an invisible network beneath the ground. A tiny, invisible spore can give rise to the largest living organism on Earth. In Oregon, the mycelium of a honey fungus, Armillaria ostorii, covers 965 hectares, roughly 10 kilometers by 3.5 kilometers, and is estimated to weigh around 600 tons. The largest known living organism on Earth as a single entity. Beneath the forest, a living network stretches silently, covering everything for thousands of years. And here's the truly striking part. This network is the Wood Wide Web, the internet of the forest. All fungi are connected. One fungus communicates with another, exchanges information, sends stress signals. Just like neurons in a brain, a massive nervous system spanning the entire world. Throughout history, they have passed on knowledge to one another, creating a form of memory, wars, diseases. If our science advances further, we might be able to decode fungal neural networks and access information about the solutions to diseases, historical events, and much more. The antibiotic revolution began with penicillin, derived from mold fungi. Every tree and plant in the forest shares sugar, water, signals, and even defensive compounds through this network. It's as if all fungi form a single, massive organism, a collective mind. For millions of years, since the very beginning of history, they've known everything through this network. While we think of ourselves as the truly conscious ones, we realize that all of nature, as a single consciousness, contains far more than we do. But that's not all. Fungi don't just communicate. They take control. The parasitic fungus Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, which lives in tropical forests, attaches its spores to an ant when it finds one. The fungus enters the ant's body and begins to feed. And then, it takes control of the ant's mind. The ant, under the fungus's influence, leaves its colony and climbs beneath a leaf exactly 25 centimeters above the ground. It chooses the north-facing side, optimal for humidity and temperature. Locking its mandibles onto the leaf vein in a death grip, the ant succumbs, and the fungus kills it. A few days later, a fungal stalk erupts from the ant's head, releasing spores into the surroundings. New victims await. They can have a similar effect on humans. Psychedelic mushrooms open our minds, altering our perception. The most potent example is LSD, though it's a bit different. LSD is not a typical mushroom. It comes from the ergot fungus Claviceps purpurea. In rye fields, it forms black, hard sclerotia on the grain heads. In the Middle Ages, it caused poisonings known as holy fire. In the 1930s, Albert Hofmann extracted lysergic acid from this fungus to synthesize LSD. Unlike other psilocybin mushrooms, its appearance is different, and its effects are far deeper. And here's the climax of the story. Through LSD, the fungus attempts to transmit the ancient knowledge it has accumulated over thousands of years into the human mind. The secrets of the universe, the cycle of nature, the dance of life and death. As if that vast network beneath the earth is whispering to us humans, awaken. As if the fungi are inviting us into their collective mind. Or perhaps they release substances that feel beautiful to our minds, guiding us toward a path that serves them, just like the ant. There's no need to search for aliens. Fungi may be more advanced than we are. They have already taken over the entire world. Advancement isn't just about technology. In fact, technology may not be necessary at all. Perhaps we have misunderstood what it truly means to be advanced. We have much to learn from fungi. Of course, that is, before they realize we are the parasites in their world, and decide to wipe us out. Fungi are here. Silently. Waiting. And perhaps, watching us. And they approach us from the easiest place of all. Through our grains.